What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live Season 4 Super Bowl coverage. I'm joined here by two lovely guests. We've got Jam of the Browns. We've got Razor of the Colts, two AFC opponents. And for the game today, it's going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. Say hello, guys.
What's up, y'all?
Well, hello, Marcus. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for having us.
Oh, yes. It's almost like we didn't just do this entire thing over again. So this is going to be a good matchup, and we kind of hinted at it because of a little rule violation here from the Ravens last week, and we're going to announce his punishment right here before the game. So people have a little hero-villain narrative here, because for a double violation of one of our bigger rules, which is the hot route rule, where you are only allowed one hot route per play, double violation in the divisional round and the conference championship round. So as punishment, it will be a $10 million cap suspension, as we do in this league. So it's going to be $5 million against his cap spread out. Well, really, it will come into effect next year. So $5 million over the next 2 seasons, and then an 8-game suspension of Lamar Jackson, and a user strike, where you get 2 strikes and you're out in this league. So there you go.
Even though he's had like 4 chances.
Jam is rock hard right now, so just so you know.
Yeah. Jam has been calling for Josh's head probably from the second he got into the league. Obviously, divisional rivals there. So let's tell these guys to send it, and let's get into this action.
Oh, they're
Razor,
ready.
Did you have some keys to the game?
Keys to the game?
Well, I did have some keys to the game. Well, you know, in a game, I had more of just a... Go ahead.
Well, he was muted before. That's
you talk,
I said to say him again.
Oh, sorry. Well, keys of the game. Well, I think looking at the metrics of this thing, we have the unstoppable force meets the immovable object, the #1 rushing attack in the league versus the #1 rush defense in the league. And, you know, when you get to a game of this magnitude, I think you really have to look at these mistakes just get put under a microscope, and it really comes down to cheats and inches.
Very nice. Very good. I agree with that. Both these teams really like to run the ball, pound the rock, but Niners have been a bit more proficient through the air. And but you can't blame them for running the ball with Lamar Jackson and Tevin Coleman, 2 of the best running players in this league.
I'm glad you brought up Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, 1,600 yards, 22 touchdowns. I'm expecting a lot of him today. Let's see if this goes out. We're in Dallas.
League MVP Tevin Coleman.
Ah.
Are we expecting a little swerve action today from this Niners offense, guys?
I think Big Sean is in attendance. That's all I'm going to say.
Who's Sean?
Well, I
is
haven't
that a
listened to
pop
a rap
culture
song
reference?
since 2017, so I'm going to assume that's a rap reference.
Well, the kids at home are going to love that, trust me. So, single back.
Here comes a dive or a stretch. Which is going to be? Over, under,
I'll
on
let
of
you
dive.
guess. I'll let you guess.
I think it's going to be a dive, but it's going to be cut outside.
The lights are flashing. We're good to go, boys. I love it. Good call on the dive.
Ravens known for his press coverage pretty much every play. He also likes to run a lot of cover 4 if he's playing off coverage. Here it is. Here's the cover 4 and then press.
Like
it's actually. He also has been mixing in a cover 3 press since he's been called out on his lack of mixing up the plays. So
Coleman's going to get stuffed in the backfield. Sorry, Matt Breida is going to get stuffed in the backfield.
Now here's the thing I'm seeing, guys. I didn't know if going into this game if Ayak was going to zig or zag, whether he was going to come out throwing or he's going to stick to the run game. It looks like he's going to stick with the run game. It looks like Josh has got a couple of answers.
Quite the setup by Josh out the gate here with the double hump on the double A gap. And we're going to have, looks like man coverage, and Coleman catches it, but short of the sticks. Oh, they give him the spot.
Wow, what a spot.
Ayak running the
Surprising
angle
spot.
route because he saw the man coverage there. It's a very predictable play by Josh. That's his go-to, is the press man.
All right, so first
What do
and
y'all think
10
of that
after the
spot?
generous spot. I thought he might have been about inches there, but, you know, it is what it is.
That corner's
Ooh,
way out
pressure
there
gets
on
in,
that
but
bunch.
a little bit of a whiff down there in the flat, and that's going to be a really good first down play. Always get the good to get that 9-yard gain on first down. Nice conservative run here. We'll see how Josh handles that.
And on that play, the Ravens had a player in position to stop that catch, but he missed the tackle. Josh going to his other reliable coverage, cover 4. Another predictable play by him, but it didn't work out for him that time.
What is the Super Bowl prop over-under on jam shots at Josh's predictability or cheese on the game today?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I set the line at 75, so we'll see if we go. But we have a lot of bets going in on the over, so that number could rise. And they're live betting it like crazy.
Now
Yeah.
listen, these players are both very good players, and they have a style that they like to do. They do what works in Madden, and you can't really blame them for that, even if it is really, really cheesy.
That's a great point, Jam. We have a critical third down here. And he's in his grill right now. He's putting everyone up to the
Cover
line. Let's
2
see
man
what
press.
Okay, let's see.
3rd and 1. It is going to
There's a cover
hit
2-man press.
Davis in the hands. 4th and 1. Going with the punt here, the conservative action. Wisniewski
You don't
back.
see people in Madden not going for it in 4th and 1 too often.
But you do in TFGO. But you do in TFGO because we keep it real here. Even though I will say that might have been a situation where I would have personally looked to go for it. About midfield, 4th and 1. The analytics, I think, would tell you that is a situation where you might want to think about
agree.
going for it there.
And here comes a staple that Josh starts every drive off. Guaranteed he's going to do the read option, but give it to the run back up the middle here.
And if
Now,
you're
here was
keeping
I'm
tabs
interested
at
to see.
home, that is another +1 for a Jam 34 shot at Josh O'Doozy's predictability.
I think D4 and Arik Armstead, both sack leaders for the Niners,
And you
need to have a big
see
game.
right
Lamar
there
Jackson's loose.
why. That is why Josh likes to call that play up. As he gets an 18-yard gain.
Yeah. He actually didn't keep it to the running back that time. He must have liked the setup there to keep it with Lamar.
And it looks like Ayuk is going to go with the, I say Ayuk as if he's the Arizona State wide receiver that ran a 4.5 140 this afternoon. But Ayuk is going to change up the option defense to the conservative action, which he should have done probably from the get-go. A little mistake on the
Mistake
pro
on his
scouting.
part.
On the
Yep.
49ers.
Everyone's a little nervous. It's a big game. We're all a little nervous.
I'm nervous. Are you nervous, Razor?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm comfortable in the booth. I'll tell you who's comfortable right there was that O-line getting a great push for Josh against that sugar look.
The sugar look. Please elaborate.
Well, the sugar look is when they basically widen the D-line almost to a wide 9 look and then shove those 2 linebackers right over the center. It really puts a lot of pressure and can disguise a lot of coverages with it. So it looks like we'll see if he goes back to it.
Oh, we're going to have a false start. Is going to negate that run.
Josh did that a few times versus me. He likes to fake snap, fake hike, and it does tend to cause more false starts than anything.
Now, especially against a user like Ayuk, where he, from my experience playing him, is almost always in that user assignment at the linebacker, so you're probably not going to get a jump. So maybe some poor scouting on the Ravens' end there. So they're going to get 5 yards back. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Let's see what the Ravens have dialed up here. Now, when
Now, guys, what do you think of the play call? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, when I faced this Ravens team, I really didn't have a whole lot of struggles dealing with the offensive end. I know a lot of people struggle with this Ravens defense. Jam, what does he do well offensively against you?
Well, this hasn't really been typical of his year, but against me, he went 25 of 26.
I'm going to cut you off. That's a hell of a tackle by Adrian Colbert, who is a monster in this league, getting a huge stop on Marquise Brown, and it looks like we're going to get another punt. So go ahead and continue talking about the Ravens' offensive strategy.
Well, he likes to force the ball to Keenan Allen, and against my man coverage, I just couldn't keep up with him. So he lit me up through the air, and he didn't really tear me up through the ground as typical as he would do.
So great punt. We're going to be pitting back on the 3-yard line, coming out in the close I formation.
Cover 4, what do you know?
Here. Cover 4.
This is cover 4 or he's sending the house, Jam. I don't know.
Oh, he gets a shed, and it's going to be a safety.
No.
Tim Williams, 20 sacks this season.
And I got to say that toss play in this year's Madden, I'm just not a fan. It gets that delayed animation where you can't really move for a half a second, and you get stuck there.
Yeah, I do not run a whole lot of tosses
Especially
myself.
on the goal line.
Right now, boys, I think this is make or break the game. I want to see how AAC responds after that mess. You know how his safety just kills the demeanor. I don't know how the sideline's reacting, but this is going to tell me a lot right here on this drive.
Absolutely.
What do y'all think of the play calling so far by both teams? Both teams seem a little conservative to start. Do you think that's the nature of the game, or?
I think both these teams are pretty defensive-minded teams a little bit.
Feeling each other out.
I think
I think they're both kind of playing how they play, though.
that toss was definitely a suspect call down by the 3-yard line. Not much of a championship call there by the Niners. So 2nd and 7. We're going to get a little bit of a cover 6 look here. Doesn't matter. It's a run and shut down by Fred Warner. This defense of the 49ers can cause some problems. You got speed on all 3 levels. You've got, especially those linebackers, Quan Alexander, Fred Warner, freaks of nature, engineered in German labs. And then you also have Adrian Colbert, who has been one of the most high-rising developers in this league. He is a bit of a Madden Jesus with like mid-90s speed. All you got to do is get that zone coverage up, and he can ball out.
11 picks on the year, Marcus.
11 picks on the season for Colbert. A former D-bag of the year, I believe. A
Former
stud.
D-bag of the year. Sounds like one of the users playing in here.
Well, you know, I'm not playing today, but I don't know who you're referring to.
We'll leave it up to the.
You can actually see on the
make their
screen right
assumptions.
now Adrian Colbert's card before we get back to the action. 82 zone, 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Quite the player.
Ravens running this option again. They got the wide guys this time. They're going to give it up the middle, I'm sure. Yep. Jonathan Taylor.
Conservative play calling. Early on. Henry Ruggs currently running his next 40-yard dash, as the chat is letting me know.
Think he'll beat his 4.28 from the first run?
It'll be close. I didn't think he was going to get the 4.22. I see the speed, but when I watched it on tape, but I had him estimated at a 4.29 with 97 speed, if you want to talk Madden.
Now, guys, I'm just looking at these. I mean, again, I don't want to keep harping back to this play calling, but are these guys playing not to lose? I mean, who's playing to win in this Super Bowl? This is...
Well, I can tell you who isn't,
this
and it's us 3 right here, so...
Well, good point, Marcus.
Who are we, is the question. All right, 3rd and 6. Lamar drops back. And he's going to scramble, and he gets the first down.
Oh, he's got it. Oof.
Yeah.
Demoralizing. Oof. That hurts.
So Henry Ruggs comes in at 4.31 on the second 40.
Yeah, that's pretty
And what-
tough to stop. Spread them out, send them deep. It just opens up a lot of running lanes for Lamar.
At one point in time, do you start spying Lamar? Should he have already been doing it?
That should be
we
coming
don't
in.
get a lot of man coverage from the Niners. When you run that zone, you technically don't need the spy. It does help. But the other thing is when you're dropping those hook zones and those mid-reads deep, that's when you're going to get those scrambles, because those are the guys really capable of stepping up and stopping Lamar. So I think right now we're seeing Ayuk just kind of deciding to let the...
Bend but don't break almost.
Yeah.
Well, not almost. That's exactly what he's doing.
Interesting. I just noticed. Oh, what a catch, Miles Boykin.
Oh my God!
Notre
Wow.
Dame product. Yeah, just a little thing I noticed.
Speaking of Notre Dame products,
Noticed Ayuk doing this. Not quite sure what it does for his defense, but he's been blitzing that safety a lot out of the big nickel, and when he moves it, he moves him up kind of more into a linebacker position as opposed to that nickel corner position, and it changes his assignment from blitz to a contain.
That's a
that'd
great,
be
that was a great
strategy
call out. I
to
never
keep
noticed
Lamar
that.
in check.
Yeah. Although he hasn't moved that player right now, and the contain is from Bosa. And there's the...
Wow, look at that
Reed
hole.
handoff.
He's house. Oh no.
Wow. Austin Eckler.
I have a feeling there's going to be a few people in the league none too pleased with this start.
Really a poor setup to that defense. Left the middle wide open.
Yes, he did. You
Now,
can see
Ayuk
on
at
the
the
screen
beginning of the
right
game-
now the split for the Ravens rushing game. Actually, 11 carries from Marquise Brown this year, 137 yards, but does have Jonathan
Likes to
Taylor,
run a lot of
Austin
jet
Eckler,
sweeps.
a lot of jet sweep, Justice Hill. So a pretty balanced rushing attack from Josh this year.
And it's hard to defend when you never know who's going to get the ball.
Now, Marcus, I have a question for you. If you're Ayuk here, do you kind of, I don't want to say abandon the run, but you start trying to throw it more and maybe try to get some bigger plays downfield? I mean, what is your thought process?
I think that
if you're down
that's what can get people in a lot of trouble. You know, especially against this defense where he's very good against the pass. I think you still got to try and get that run game going. I wouldn't be abandoning his game plan at all until he's you know, down multiple scores in the second half. And the other thing is this Niners rushing attack is insanely explosive. He will chip away and then break off a 60-yard run. Few people in this league are better at setting up blocks and hitting those big runs. He's got the speed at that position. So,
Facts. Let's see here.
Here we go.
Ooh, a little 5 wide.
Are we in cover 4 here? Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely cover 4.
But, you know, it's a versatile coverage, Jam.
I know. It's very versatile.
More cover 4.
One would be inclined to run it every single play. They could.
We are going to get an out route adjustment from Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's going to throw it, and there's the completion. Tevin Coleman's
There's
so
Coleman.
good in the receiving game, one of the better receiving backs in this league.
So versatile, but I'd also like to see him get he has 3 players over 1,000 yards receiving this year: Debo, Dante Pettis, and George Kittle. Let's see if he starts getting them involved. It looks like it's the Tevin Coleman show, to be honest with you.
Screen. Interesting call to go screen. When you're playing a good user like this, that's the odds
Against
of
a
those
team that
working are
doesn't tend
pretty
to blitz
damn
very
low.
often.
Yes, exactly.
Runs a lot of man.
Ted's
It's,
human wondering who's speaking. We've got Jam of the Browns.
Hi, I'm Jam.
We got Razor of the Colts with us today.
Hi, I'm Razor.
Razor's the guy with the weird accent.
Not weird, just, you know, Southern. Everyone's included on this
Oh,
video.
and Pettis
Just like I called
to the
it.
10 into the
Dialing
end
up the
zone.
cover 4 beater. What a
You
play.
gotta get him involved.
So
Dante Pettis.
cover
What is it,
4
12th
after cover
touchdown on the
4
year.
after cover 4. And an adjustment made by Ayuk. If anyone was going to be making adjustments in this game, I think most of us would be picking Ayek to be the one doing that.
You know, Josh brings a lot of tricks and strategy from Mutt, but Axe played a little Mutt too. And it
That's
showed
true.
right there.
That's true.
Facts. Looks like we got a game here, boys. I love it. That safety made things real interesting.
Josh going to start passing, or he's going to keep throwing it? Or
I have a
keep
feeling he's
running
going to keep running it.
I think this is going to
Just a
stay
thought.
conservative here for a while. Although if this turns into
I
a
tend to
shootout,
agree.
could get real interesting. It's funny how
Well,
that
he
tends to
doesn't have
work
any-
when games turn into shootouts. Like, they can just open up the floodgates, and just all of a sudden it feels like no one can cover anyone.
Yeah, everything you call just doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
Conservative
Good throw.
decision
Now,
there, 7 for
Marcus-
7 from Lamar.
Now,
Not
He's
bad
Marcus,
for a
7 for
running
7,
back,
but-
Jam. Not bad for a running back.
He's only thrown underneath like drags and short little crosses, except for the one throw that probably should have been intercepted, where his tight end mossed a player.
do you
But
mind?
good
do
for
you guys
him
mind if I?
for
Sorry,
ahead.
do you guys mind if I ask you this though? At one point in time, I know Ayek at the start of the game was using his linebacker, and he's now moved to his safety. At what point in time does he start moving to his linebacker and start taking away those short routes and make him throw it downfield?
I think he's probably going to stay pretty consistent with those drops. I think most people tend to take away those deeper or try to take away the deeper stuff. But that is, we do have the rule in place where you can actually sprint down. You can sprint straight down now. And not a lot of people use it, but if you can get that down, it can be we got a screen call and the blocking set up, not
good
detected.
call.
But good play by the Niners defense. Adrian Colbert there on the tackle yet again. Have either of you gotten an interception with the downward sprinting rules that we have now?
I tried to do it against in my playoff game, but I did not. I didn't start doing it until I asked the question in the group Discord. Does anyone do this?
Yeah.
And then I realized I guess more people than I thought did. So
I
I
had,
started trying to.
Yeah, I had 2 picks on back-to-back possessions doing that against the Dolphins this season.
Yeah, I will say this: it does help against those drags, those pesky drags. What a play! This has got to
Wow.
be a pick.
should have been intercepted. What a terrible decision! Wow. Got away with it because there's 2 defenders there, and Madden can't make an interception unless it's only 1 interception.
He
You're
was
gonna
seeing
throw yellow
ghosts.
ball. Oh God.
He must have thought that was Keenan Allen. That's
Where has been Keenan Allen today? Has he got a reception yet?
I don't believe so.
Well,
think
he's going
so.
to check
Here
it. I
comes
bet we
a-
get an out route here. Ayek would be smart to jump this, play that slot, or play that right side corner and jump the out route. You know it's coming. Yeah,
Wow.
Called it.
Look, what a grab!
And that's
Not
what
even-
he does. He can throw to Keenan Allen if he's
yeah.
covered.
You
or
want to talk
he's
about
not.
predictability? I wasn't even watching the Ravens stream, and that was very clear.
Say his name, he shall appear. Keenan Allen. What a grab!
Yes, that was a nice catch.
It was great coverage too, but
Yeah.
what can you do about that?
All right, so 1st and 10. We're gonna get a read option here out of the
We're
pistol.
gonna get a RPO stretch.
I think it's
Yeah.
Oh, what a
Good
contain by the Niners defense. D Ford, Quan Alexander. Got to be a couple of vets at this point. 4 years down the road. Let's take a look at this Niners defense.
Yep, they're getting up there in age.
D Ford, 31 years old, 85 overall. All right, 2nd and 11. Looks like a little stick and nod.
He jumped at the short route.
And it's going to be dropped. Mark Jackson can't hang on to the football.
Throwing down the seam
And,
against a cover 3. Just like all these reads are exactly what you shouldn't be doing, but he just gets away with it.
Well, he
get
drove
away
that
with it
one,
there.
Jam, to be fair.
he dropped it. But it,
Ooh.
it's could have been.
This is a
11.
unique.
11.
This is a unique coverage right here.
Lamar all day
He
to
ran the buzz
throw.
on him.
Allen's going to come down with the catch, but it's Adrian Colbert. Who else? With the stop right at the sticks. And what does Josh want to do here?
He's got to go, doesn't he?
He's going to pause it, probably ask if he can go for it. This is an obvious yes, you can. I'm going to answer it before he asks. Literally. That's
The way you said that.
But Josh is such a nice guy. He had
he's
to
such
ask.
a nice guy.
That's right. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do anything against the rules.
He would never
He
cheat
would
on
never.
purpose, ever.
So, a huge 4th and 1 here. I would think Justin Tucker, if he's still on the Ravens, could make this in a dome. So,
I'm calling read option right here, boys.
this does look like a read, but the Niners have the numbers on that side. You know he's playing that contain, and the handoff there, and Austin Eckler.
Oh, he missed the tackle. He played it perfect
You
and
see,
just didn't execute.
you got to sell out for
Read
that
it.
inside dive because he had the numbers on the contain, and you know that you've got the conservative contain on there, so you really are the only one that can stop that, and he whiffed.
Personally, I would have loaded the middle of the box there a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you run a nickel?
You leave it all on the user, and that's a tough play. It's a tough play to make.
Yep.
That inside zone out of trips is a fan favorite for anyone who needs a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. Most
Yeah.
people, that's what they go to.
Well, you can do some nice little things out of it too with the trips because if they don't cover the slot and that stuff, you can hit them with the bubble.
Yeah, great numbers.
Oh, Lamar dancing around, gonna get blasted trying to dance in the backfield. Alohi Gilman with the sack, 2nd and 25. So after you go for it on 4th and 1, you end up
Really
losing
bonehead play.
15
trying to run
yards.
straight backwards.
Yeah.
there.
Lamar Jackson in another area code before he
Oh,
almost
there.
threw that ball.
He tried to throw it.
He thought he was trying to travel back to Baltimore, it seemed like. Maybe get more comfortable.
Gonna be
Get
looking for
the
Keenan Allen on a
dreaded
deep-
3-man
deep
rush here
end
by the
here, I'm
Niners.
sure.
We'll see if he gets an instant shed here.
He pinched
Oh,
him. I think
it's
that's a
a
bold
shed.
strategy.
Yeah.
There's Keenan.
Get a chunk back. I expect a conservative call on both sides here. I'd expect the Niners to protect the sticks, and I'd expect the Ravens to probably keep taking those underneath routes and probably kick the field goal here.
Interesting adjustment by Ayak just now. He changed his cornerback matchups to overall. I think he's sick of Keenan getting these catches.
All right,
Mhm.
good observation. Who is the #1 corner on the Niners? Is it Eli Apple? Josh Blackwell? 3rd and 13, dropping back, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to get sacked.
No,
It's to
sir.
Forrest Buckner. And after going for it at about the same yardage, they're going to end up kicking the field goal anyway. See if Tucker's got it.
Fun fact.
I would think he does. Beautiful Stone would like to compliment Razor on his commenting. Says he's commenting the game like he actually wants to be here. Tons of energy and zest, and he appreciates it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I do this for you. Fun fact of the day, though, that was DeForest Buckner is now officially in double-digit sacks on the year. So congrats to DeForest Buckner. I'm sure he'll get paid and avoid regression now.
Well, the sacks don't count into the postseason.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, wow. So we've got a full-on press here.
Last
gonna
time
cover
Josh did this,
three.
he got burned by Pettis.
And this time it's going to be Davis. Josh on his heels a little bit. That was cover 4
Some,
palms and loaded up the
Cover
box.
4 palms. If I know one thing, when a coverage burns, you keep running it. Anyways,
We don't pick favorites on this broadcast.
you won't find a more
Loading it up
biased
again,
comment.
single high. Oh, Coleman. A little bit of breathing room there, but gets bottled up pretty quick. And I tell you what, Odisi is playing with fire with these looks. I don't know if the Niners necessarily have the speed to attack those press looks with single high, but that is playing with fire. We already saw it once with Pettis getting
So
behind the
cover
defense.
4, now it looks like a cover 3
Good
press.
cutback. Tevin Coleman, that's
And
what.
he's loose.
Oh, he's
That
housed.
is what the Niners do so well with the showboat.
Exactly what you said. Exactly what you said, Marcus.
He is due
He
for
just
one
read
or two
those
of
blocks
those.
so well.
Yes, he is quite possibly the best in this league at setting up those heavy hitters in the run game.
I don't know if it's been mentioned, but this is our defending Super Bowl champ. He won last season, too.
Oh,
The
great
Niners.
point. Good narrative. I forgot about that.
So getting close to 2-minute drill situation here. It's going to kind of force Josh to open up the playbook a little bit more. Maybe look downfield a little bit. The last thing he wants is to go 3 and out here. Give the ball back to the Niners. Believe Niners going to get the ball at half as well. And not a whole lot of adjusting by the Ravens going on because it's been pretty much all cover 3 from this.
Let's see if he opens up the playbook at all.
From this Robert Saleh defense. He's going to go with the bubble. And he jukes backwards. He kind of had a lane, but that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Now, if
Five-
you're AAC, do you use a timeout here?
No, I would just let this get to the 2-minute warning.
That was an
Two.
interesting setup by the 49ers, coming out in a 4-4 against a 3-wide look.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, when you're afraid of that run threat, I do get it. It's before the 2-minute warning. He's probably expecting a run. But yeah, no, it's definitely borderline as far as what we look for here. Technically don't have rules against it at the moment. Oh, and the pass is going to end up short over the middle after getting hit. That time it was Eric Armstead. As I've been told many a times, it's not Arik Armstead, despite the spelling.
Hey, what's that old saying? If they caught the ball, they wouldn't be playing on defense.
Thanks, Kirk.
Oh, God. I hated
Now
you
this
guys.
is
Third
the
and
same
8.
exact play he did 2 hot routes on.
Yes.
That he was
and he ran this
got in trouble for.
and over the middle. Splits the defense. That was the cover 6 look. Hell of a throw by Lamar there. Gilman just a little bit slow to get to the ball there.
Throwing it to the same read, that must be a thing where you slant the underneath guy, it pulls the hook zone forward and leaves that post open.
I can't say anything, Jam. I've done that before, too. So, you know.
Ooh!
What a kid.
What a hit by Fred Warner. BYU product. Laying down the hammer. We're going to get a double A gap look, but it's still more cover 3 here.
Again, I just want to say this from personal experience. Oh, never mind. He threw it before I could say it. Who does the chat think Jam's rooting for? Can we see maybe what they're thinking?
I try to be as unbiased as possible. I have no stake in this game whatsoever.
Of course.
Ayak is just out here dropping comments on the stream in the middle. I hope he's not listening to our commentary.
Ayak, maybe you should play the game. This guy's fucking kind of moving the ball. Just FYI. Just throwing
just,
that out
just
there.
an FYI. What is this, the XFL?
I know, right?
We don't need a play-by-play from the coach.
I just want to give a shout out to Helwigi and his QB KJ Costello. He's clearly a top 10 quarterback in the AFC.
And going deep, it's broken up.
I also want to give a shout out to Spencer Rattler, Knicks quarterback for the Packers. That was actually a pretty big play. We probably shouldn't have been shouting out KJ Costello over it, but you know, whatever Wiggy wants. Let's just go ahead and just get him in this game.
Like you said, we're here for them.
That's right. I'm here to serve. Here we are.
Another terrible decision on that post. Probably should have been intercepted, but just YOLOing bombs because there's no punishment for bad reads here.
Hey, it's a 50-50 ball, right, Jam?
Exactly. 50% catch or 50% incompletion.
Keenan Allen is just absolutely mossing these guys out here. I mean, Marcus,
coming
he
out
just keep
in
letting
wide receiver with 20 seconds left. Was that what just happened?
2 tight ends, yes.
Huh.
Well,
I hate this look. This has got seam read written all over it.
Yeah, it does. Gotta be careful here. Yeah, it's covered up nicely. They're gonna run it.
Oh, he played it perfect.
Oh, careful here.
Wow.
Yeah. One time out, take a little.
Oh man.
His last time out.
Oh man. It's getting tense, boys.
Can't get sacked here.
That's a
Gotta
good
get rid of it
point.
quick.
Now, can he get sacked if he takes a 20-yard drop back, Jam?
If he falls out of bounds.
And the other end zone? Is that what you're...
Yeah, right. He can get sacked. The half will end though.
Let's see.
It's gonna be. What is that? A Y
Oh, it's
corner?
yeah, Y corner. Good call. Oh, he's gonna make the pylon? Oh,
He is not.
Look at that
sorry, I
collision
got a little
speed.
excited.
Nick
My
Bosa
bad.
coming off the engagement on the edge to chase him
Yeah,
out.
hell of a play.
Interesting call again by the 49ers coming out in a 4-4 just because he's so afraid of that run, even though he was in a pretty spread look with no timeouts. Just tells you how dangerous of a running game this is.
That's what that tells me.
There's no other conclusion you can take from that.
Oh, and Josh looks like he's gonna try to make a play here. Marcus, do you like this decision? Or do you take the points?
If you got something you like, I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but you got to be very careful. If you don't like what you see immediately, I would be looking to throw that thing away. And he is gonna force the ball.
What
Man,
a terrible
a
decision.
terrible read. The second dropped interception by the Niners, and that is gonna
Probably,
allow.
yeah.
That could have been a pick six, and instead it's gonna allow Josh to take the lead into half. Wow.
The EA gods not in favor of the picks today.
Absolutely not.
I gotta say, Josh has got to be happy at the score right now after some decisions he's made.
Yeah. He's got.
Well, what about that safety by Ayak? I mean, couldn't he almost...
Yeah, that was an avoidable. I would never run a toss down by the goal line like that, unless I knew from a previous, trend or whatever that they were going to come out in like a goal line defense. But I was way backed up. Definitely a head scratching.
I think
call
a pretty entertaining.
there.
I think a pretty entertaining first half, though. All things said.
An unbelievable first half. This is what you ask for. We don't always get great Super Bowls in this league. But now that Hawking's
If I'm
gone,
Ayak, I want to turn this into a shootout because I don't think Josh could keep up if he's got a pass. But he's keeping it close right now.
Well, that's a funky-looking alignment. The read option. I actually think Josh kind of went away from the read option too much that half. I thought he would have went to it a lot more.
yeah, and I think Ayak would benefit from mixing up maybe a little bit more. I'm sure Josh.
Yeah, he is
Run
running
a
that
lot of
single
cover
high.
three.
A lot of single high. I was more so just talking about the action on the read. You know, maybe mix it up, have that guy play the run once or twice, mix it back up, keep him guessing a little more. I'm sure Josh runs that on the first play, knowing people aren't going to make that adjustment, and then does just like that right there. It's that.
Yep.
This is a staple of his offense, that run right there.
I think you made up a good point, Marcus. I think he knows that guy's staying every time, and he's just going to give, and he's always going to have numbers.
Yep. So I would mix it up if I was AAC, and then maybe use her the safety so you can be there if he does keep it, but yeah, definitely an adjustment he's still not made. I would go ahead and make that now for the next read option that is surely to come.
Man, I did not realize AAC zone blitz this much. Is this just part of the game, or does he normally do this?
I guess I didn't realize
Good
that.
play.
Sure. So there's a stop.
D Ford.
Colin plays by suggestions. Josh, interesting strategy there.
Well, I actually heard Belichick did that in his second Super Bowl.
He called plays by suggestions.
All right, let's see here.
Giving a cover 2 look.
You think so? It's cover 2.
Gonna take the
Cover
check
2
down.
blitz.
What a juke by Marquise Brown. He's playing it nice and easy here, Josh is. He's already been rewarded for 2 mistakes. Should have 2 interceptions.
I don't think he's had a completion that wasn't a drag or a ridiculous animation.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Here comes another drag right here. No.
Oh, they picked up the pressure. Nice. Oh,
And
sees him.
broken
Another
up. Now,
should have been interception.
Now, is AAC following our rules here with this user play? He seems to be sprinting before the receivers are getting to him. As that high blue. The rules state...
That's a good point, Marcus. We'll be on the lookout for it.
Because I did notice that
I did
earlier on the
notice
dropped
him
interception.
using
I was
that.
actually almost preparing for a stoppage of play for us to have to look at it. I think he's actually violating the rule there. Something we might have to look into after the game, because I'm pretty sure our rules state that you can run once the receiver has passed you. That's the second time I've noticed this game where he is user in that high blue and he starts running before the... Now...
Anticipating it.
Now, we also say that you're allowed to run downwards before the ball is thrown in like a ball hawking motion, but it does not say you can go backwards. So, ooh, a missed tackle there.
Oh, no.
I
do like
noticed
that play
I
call.
play cover 2 a little bit more often now. Try to stop some of those underneath routes, looks like.
He is mixing in some cover too, but it'd be interesting if he tried running a little man coverage at some point. All right, so obviously got to be aware of the read option here. Not sure if that's what he's running or not, but he's going to use it that middle linebacker.
Always a threat.
And it's a pass. And they're just going to take the slant. And a big hit there. Lowy Gilman.
I mean, Marcus, at one point in time, are you just sick of watching Marquise Brown catch underneath routes? Because I'm getting sick of watching it.
Yeah, well, I have
Just be
watched the
honest.
Patriots play in 7 Super Bowls, so.
Well,
Just trying to trigger.
Gonna leave that
JL.
one alone.
Yeah. No trigger activated on that one. Gonna leave that one alone.
Trying to stay focused here.
And great
Smash
contain.
corners.
Nick Bosa has just been a stud in the second and third quarter here, containing Lamar. You know, Josh really could be more mobile with Lamar. I know it's hard to do in this game, but step up in the pocket a little more, look to run outside the pocket.
Yep, I think most of Lamar's rushing yards actually have come on designed runs.
Yeah, he will scramble,
Over
but
the
I
season.
don't really see him look to pass too much. Usually he's just taking off.
Is this another cover 2 here? He's got
It is
cover
cover
two.
two.
Injuries on the
Tried to
seam.
disguise it.
he's covered.
And there's the pick. He is going to
Finally,
run
he's
backwards.
punished for his terrible read.
He is punished, but is gifted by the backwards running bullshit. Drop those thanks, EA emotes in the chat, people. Another gift.
But he was just trying to set up his blockers, Marcus, I think, maybe.
Oh, okay.
No. That was EA just being EA.
Yeah. Something that's been in this game for 2 years. It was fixed when the game first came out. It somehow got broken. Again.
Level sail concept.
Yeah.
Ajax saying 2 can play at that game with the underneath route.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's all they've thrown all game. I haven't seen him really throw it downfield, Ayak. He hasn't needed to, but I'm waiting for the shot play. I mean, I think the fans want it too.
These
when
guys
you're
do run conservative defenses. And not
he's
giving
going to
up a lot
pinch
of
the
stuff
line.
deep.
We got a spread. We got an
Cover 2,
outside
man.
zone call here. Watch out for the breakout run here. Oh, gets a shed, but he's going to break that right inside.
Good read.
I was going to say, though, you're calling for a shot play. Well, when you're AAC, those outside zones, those inside zones, those kind of are shot plays in this offense.
They are your shot plays.
Those are
I like
That is a shot play in this Madden.
Inside zone is the shot play this year. Oh, wait a minute. I think he may have heard me.
Now we got a play action. He's going to get sacked off the edge. That's
I think I may
Bud
have screwed
Dupree.
him. This is why I'm not in the Super Bowl. Just FYI.
Perfect defense, cover 4.
Good pressure there on the edge by Bud Dupree. All right, they're going to pinch the line. Pettis getting that press. He's got the press beater out there. He's going to get the look he wants, but not quite the release.
That was an odd coverage.
So just the 8th completion of the game for Jimmy Garoppolo. You haven't seen too much
That was the
offense from
fake
this
screen.
Yeah, it was the fake screen.
And it totally got his user to bite there. He sprinted out to the flat.
Now,
left
I
the
would
middle wide
expect a
open.
conservative rush call here, set up a nice field goal. But it does look like Niners is going to pass the ball here.
I think he may just be out of field goal range. I'm not sure about that, though.
Yeah,
It's
got to
close.
figure you don't have Robbie Gould anymore, but he did just check it to a run.
Yep.
And he's going to fight for some tough yards. He's going to put up at the 40-yard line, so 57-yard field goal attempt here.
Very conservative.
I think
Who's his kicker?
Oh, and he nails it right down the dick.
Oh. To put it technically.
These guys are sticking to their game plan.
That, I think, was the
they
right
are not
call.
budging.
I think
And
that's
sticking to their identity.
You know,
Josh great
really,
call, Marcus. You said.
Josh really just hasn't been able to do much on offense. He had a nice little 2-minute drive, but he's making mistakes. I would trust my defense. Take the lead.
I just think this is the way both of these guys play, to be honest.
Yeah.
They just play bend but don't break, wait for the opponent to make a mistake, and then just, you know.
And when you have the ability to
Who's
hit a
gonna-
kick right down the dick like that, I mean, I can't speak for myself. I usually miss 1 or 2 field goals a game, but man, when you have that confidence in your kicker,
57-yarder like it was nothing, but we
Yeah.
may see some heat here. Is he bringing the
When you
fire?
can
He
hit a
is.
kick, you do it.
and blown up,
Ooh.
the blitz just
I'm
takes
telling
a
you
dump.
what.
Alohi Gilman, 5 tackles. He's making some plays here.
And I think that's why he's been sending that corner blitz
think
for
you're
the
right.
slot
I
just to
think
keep
you're
that
right.
type of play in check.
I'm telling you what, boys, if Gilman doesn't make that tackle, that's a house call. Dial it up.
Mm-hmm.
Solid player, Gilman, out of Notre Dame.
That might have been the first man coverage call of the game for the Niners. And then a
I think you
0.
were correct.
Watch out for this corner out here.
And yeah, continuing his standard off coverage.
There's the check
Got
down.
the
What a
spot.
hit by Eli Apple.
Oof.
Put Sage Surratt on the mat.
He's been giving up the underneath, but so far he's been getting out without giving up any good plays. So I think the strategy's working pretty well for him.
I would absolutely make sure I have a contain down. He's going to go with a corner blitz here. He's going to get sucked outside by the trips. I would call an audible here if I were AX, because that blitz pressure is not going to get in.
It's going to take too long. It's going to take too long, Marcus.
Covers it up nicely.
Ooh.
Just happened to get a good coverage call that had everything plugged up. But
That was beautiful.
Corner blitz when you get trips out there. Now you technically with our rules you can move that corner inside on top of the inside slot wide receiver to get quicker pressure.
Only if he's blitzing.
Correct. Although, where would we stand on, even let's just say he's just dropping into coverage, where would we stand on, say you got just a nickel call and you got trips, where would you stand on moving that, if that nickel corner lines out on the slot outside receiver, where would you stand on moving them to line up on the slot inside instead? I feel like that probably is okay.
It sounds good on paper. I'm just worried about how fast these zones can recover in this fucking game. That's the only thing. It's just like, ugh.
I'm just strictly speaking from our rules.
Is he in a purple zone or is he in a hook zone?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely a potential loophole, I would say, something that our rules.
I think hook is fine.
Yeah, hook I would be fine with playing inside. The purple zone, I think you got to keep on the outside there.
Yeah.
And then have this, if you want to line someone over the inside slot, that's where the safety comes in.
Now you would hope
All right,
that people just think, what's realistic, instead of how can I abuse this game.
No, it's people think
going
what
deep.
Works.
Pettis
got him one-on-one.
hangs on.
Wow.
What a grab.
And
What
it's
a
the second
dime by
time that
Jimmy G.
Pettis has been the man to beat that legendary press coverage here that this Ravens team runs, and he's going right back to cover 4 after getting beat on the man.
Yeah, he wasn't running a two-man press, so he didn't have any help over the top there.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of 2-man yet.
No. I'm sure we'll see it down the stretch.
Dante Pettis, early MVP favorite? Question mark.
I think that's pretty safe to say. Nick Bosa is making a case. I think both safeties for the Niners are having excellent games. Jimmy Garoppolo's been clean. Let's sleep on Jimmy G. Change this.
Ayak is becoming aggressive.
Yes, he is. We're gonna
Smells blood in the water.
there's the contained. Bud Dupree again with his second sack of the game.
That cover 4, so just locked down.
It's cover 3 match jam.
That was actually a cover 3
My bad.
match. Actually, a cover 3 match.
Jam.
I got a
incorrect.
question for you guys. On the outside thirds in a cover 3, does the game use zone coverage ratings or man coverage schemes? Because I remember hearing that
I think it depends if it's a match concept or if they're doing a drop zone.
I asked the
on the
same
outside
question.
on
Go
the
ahead.
outside thirds though, not the match purples.
Yeah.
The blues.
So I asked someone this on Twitter before, another YouTuber, NYKia, and he said that it was. He said that I think it turned
Kittle
into man.
up the middle. Oh my gosh! What recovery by
What a
Connor.
play!
It was man. And that's a thanks EA moment with the unrealistic recovery.
Yep, he was in a backward strafe, beat by 3 yards, but still recovered to make that play.
Well, still found the ball. So he was swatted away.
Now that field goal is big. Yikes! Oh
Yup.
my gosh! What more do y'all want in this Super Bowl? 15-20, fourth quarter. I mean, we got a close game. Who's gonna break? Who's gonna make a play?
This has been
This is why you do it.
a hell of a Super Bowl. This might be the best Super Bowl we ever had with the presentation combined.
I just want to say I've been having a great time.
I'm going to start tearing up. This is beautiful.
This
I'm
is your
really
league,
glad to
Mark.
be
It's your
here.
This is
baby.
my
guys.
fucking baby, man. It's grown up.
So go back to what you were saying, Razor, about the outside zone.
Oh yeah, so in match coverage, he said that whenever they switch to match, man kicks in. So
Yeah,
like
I know
stuff like
the
speed,
match,
acceleration. Oh, just you're saying a standard cover 3? I think it's just zone, to be honest with you, Marcus.
Yeah.
Jet sweep.
wanna
I don't
ask-
know why he juked.
I'm gonna ask someone about that because they call it in real life. They call it press man, cover 3. Like it's kind of a man assignment, unless they leave. In a way, because they basically treat it like man. But if they come over the middle, they'll leave them. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they'll play a comeback,
No,
the way they
100%.
play an outside, the way they play the deep.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
you're responsible for that outside guy.
I'm sure there's some competitive Madden player that could tell us the answer because
Yeah.
they know everything.
Because
About this
I
game.
remember hearing something about how they changed that, like maybe different routes uses a different rating.
Ooh.
You know what I was thinking? A rating I would love to see added is, the better thing to do would just be short zone, medium zone, and deep zone. But like a range rating.
Yeah, like they do with throwing.
Yeah.
I'd like that too.
Because you got your linebackers. Like a good linebacker's got 80 zone, but obviously if you put him at safety, like it's not gonna be an 80 zone. It's gonna be like a 65.
Now here's a big development here. I think that was a big mistake by
That
Josh
was-
trying to get him to jump
yeah.
off sides. He's cost himself.
That was big. That was a huge mistake by Josh.
Oh. I don't even quick hike. I mean, do y'all not quick hike, but false hike? I forget to do it like the entire game. I
I'll
never
only
think to
do it if someone's using the D line. That's the only time I'll do
Good
it.
point.
'Cause
Only
if they're
time I do
using-
it is when I get stuck zoomed out. Sometimes you quick hike or big snap and it zooms
Yeah.
it back in.
Yeah.
I did not
what a
know that.
completion of Keenan.
Doesn't
Other
matter.
route.
Keenan
Does he
Allen.
know any other routes is the question.
The answer is no, Jam. The answer, I believe, is a no.
I disagree. If he knows another route, it's called throwing into triple coverage. It's not really a route.
What was I saying before that big third down?
I don't
conversion?
know.
Something about gameplay, but
Fake psych.
oh, I was just saying if I've been getting sacked by someone user in that D line, I'll mix in a, not even necessarily to draw them off sides. Sometimes it works. Oh my goodness, what a play by
What a
Fred Warner.
great user
Ooh.
play.
Yeah, just warps.
He's
around
really
the-
shut down that run
yeah.
game.
Jonathan Taylor, 7 rushes for 13 yards. Not today.
Absolutely.
He can't
But
let
yeah,
up
if they're,
because at any moment one of those runs can pop.
If they're user in that D line, biggest advantage is when they time up the snap. So if you can get them to not get that jump, then they're at a huge disadvantage because all of a sudden they're not using a linebacker. They don't have an advantage as a pass rusher. So second and
now he's
11,
outside the
and
pocket.
Blackwell has probably just won himself a Super Bowl MVP trophy right there.
Wow.
2 interceptions.
What a play.
Wow.
And we see why Josh does not do what I was talking about earlier in the stream, throwing on the run with Lamar Jackson, because apparently he makes pretty bad decisions when he does that.
That was a tight window.
So I will say
Did
a
you see the
field goal
coverage
here.
the 49ers were running there? What was that? He looked like he was in shallow zone when
Oh.
he peeled back to intercept.
That was pretty.
Oh, this is game.
That was pretty swervy right there.
A jam. I don't know
We
what
are.
happened there.
This has not been the best display of our gameplay rules in this game.
No, this is honestly probably the worst representation of it.
What
This
was
is
with
not
the What was
ideal.
with the coverage, Jam? I wasn't paying attention.
He left the party. I don't know why he left.
Oh.
I think he got booted.
Let's see if I can't get him back in here.
Oh, he's back.
Hey, back.
Jam, you want to explain the zone that you were discussing?
I was just asking if you saw the zone that the 49ers were in when Lamar threw that interception. What coverage?
Oh, I believe it was a cover
Cover 2.
It was cover 2, yeah. So it was the flat guy who left the flat and fell back and undercut that throw, the corner.
Wow.
Great play.
That is impressive. So man, I think we gotta take a serious look at AX performance in this game, because from a front office perspective, because I mean, we've warned them about those swervy inside zone things. We got to take a look at that play. That's time stamped at like 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, and then we got to take a look at those free safety users as well, because I think we might have some violations in this game on the Niners side of the ball.
The league office will review it, and we'll let the people know in a formal statement.
Especially because we have warned AX specifically about doing those swervy. Basically, we're talking about instantly snapping the ball, or snapping the ball and then instantly cutting to the outside, almost as if his thumb is pointing to the outside when he hands the ball off, and the second he gets that responsiveness, he's going to jump it out.
Yeah,
you can bounce an inside zone out, but when it's so quick like that, that's definitely an abuse of.
So
something.
what you're saying is it's more of a less of a reading the play and more of a predetermination is what you think he's doing there?
Sorry, we had commented on the stream.
Well, shouldn't he be winning a Super Bowl?
Why is he listening to us
Yeah,
talk
dude,
right
what
now?
the
Dude,
fuck?
focus. It'd be like a quarterback in his ear on the field listening to the radio.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like they're on Twitter on the fucking when they're playing fucking free safety. Like, what is
This
he
ain't
doing?
the XFL, bro.
Yeah.
All right, this is a huge play. Cause
If Josh gets a stop here, this is a game. This looks like cover one.
He has to hold him to a field goal.
if this is man coverage, this is dangerous. The run looks like he got it.
He got it.
He did. Okay, Ravens defense got a
Devin
bunker
Coleman.
down. This is it right here.
Can he stop 3 runs in a row? Because that would be my bet for play calls.
Right. So important for Josh to keep those timeouts. Let's see here. Am I the only one on this thing right now?
Second goal.
Oh, yeah, I was so quiet. I was like, am I the only one to hear?
The game's getting intense. Hellwiggy just had an interesting comment. I'll talk about this. Oh, we get an instant shed. All right, this is interesting. Hellwiggy
Wait
said,
a
he has a question. I kind of have my answer already, but does using the safety create too many issues?
I think that it's got its pros and cons as a user.
I think it's
It
gotta be
definitely has a lot of
reviewed.
benefits.
I think
it's-
from a rules point of view, like for our league, does it create too many issues?
Personally, I thought the rules were pretty clear.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually see a good look at what he did in the game, so I'd have to take a look at that
Yeah,
again and
yeah.
really dissect it. We have had some confusion in the past about people using safeties and what they
And
were
the
allowed to do
outside
and
zone
what not to do.
goes to the house.
Got it.
Matt Peru with that speed to the edge. So Josh gonna have to kick it in overdrive now. He does still have all his timeouts, so if he scores quickly, it's definitely not over.
Let's see what kind of cheats he can dial up to get a quick score here.
Jim, I think you meant plays. You said
Yeah, I
plays.
think you.
No, I said plays.
Did you
No,
have
no.
Did your phone auto correct that one?
Yeah, my bad. That was
Okay.
I don't know what happened there.
I'm gonna set the over. Well, not that case at the over under. I think it's gonna be. I think Josh's gonna throw a pick on this drive, and that's how this game's gonna end. That's just my
Yeah,
call.
I don't see
Damn.
Josh coming back from this. The way he's throwing the ball, here's a play he ran earlier with that.
Well,
hot
because
route
this is
slant
this
route.
is what AX defense is built for. He's gonna let these guys eat, and then he's gonna have to make plays. I mean, his front four is just dominant.
Yeah.
Oh, what a read! Ooh.
if you look at it, Josh has about 3 pass plays he goes to, and then it's just a bunch of under routes. But he needs to push the ball downfield right now, and he just doesn't have. He's not built to do that.
Well, and he's lining Marquise Brown up in the slot, not using him as a deep threat. If anything, I'd be putting Keenan Allen in the slot.
Yeah, Keenan Allen would probably
There
have
we go.
roasted
Keenan
that
Allen's
guy
in the slot this
one-on-one.
time, but again, Brown in that slot position in the middle of the field.
Ajax in prevent defense with 3:25 left.
I feel like that's underutilizing Marquise Brown's skill set, putting him in that position especially.
You
on
want him to
that
be
trips
outside,
look.
Marcus?
Yeah. Or on that trips look, you can put him on the inside slot because you will have that drag threat on some plays, and
He's got him in that slot receiver depth chart position because I think he loves running those underneath routes all game. Right now,
But
he
you got to
doesn't
make an
push
adjustment.
downfield.
You got to make an adjustment.
Yep.
There you go again. He's got him. I can't see right now. He's got him in the slot.
Look for the seam route here with that cover 2 look.
Yep, it's actually a cover 3 though. It's being disguised.
Okay.
Another big tackle by Gilman. Got to go hurry up here, Josh. Got to go hurry up.
Oh, it was the double buzz.
Running out of time. Put a contain on. I think he's got it. I don't know. He does not have a spy. He's got the contain, but
You almost let Lamar run in this instance.
yeah. All right, here's the hurry up. Man coverage by the Niners. Mixing it up. He was mostly zone for the majority of the game, but now running more man. And
Oh my
gosh.
my goodness, what a catch, Keenan Allen.
What an animation.
Yeah.
The man coverage. Downfield.
Great coverage.
blocking it.
Wow. See the user just manhandle that zig route there.
Yeah.
Great user in
Man,
there.
that should be pass interference, but
Well, no, that's not pass interference. It's only pass interference when you tickle them.
or breathe the same air.
Yeah.
Or if it's on a Hail Mary.
Oh, fuck. Sensitive subject. All right, end stream. Hope you guys had a great day.
Comes a shallow and
Oh.
he went for the deeper end.
Yep. Hope you're deeper in.
That's the level sales. He loves that play.
Do we have a count on how many times he's run that play, by the way?
We're not keeping count. We're just watching the game, Jam.
I haven't noticed
Okay.
it. I haven't noticed it that many times. Maybe 3 or 4 times, which is within our rules.
Yeah, I don't think it's excessive.
Just asking.
So, I guess in this situation it wouldn't make sense because that linebacker's right there. Never mind. I was going to talk about something we were talking about earlier, but just forget about it. And another sack. That's going to do it.
Yep.
Forrest Buckner.
Yep.
GG's in the chat.
I can't quite kneel it out, but might as well. At
This
point.
one's pretty much over.
Yeah. Well, that was a hell of a game. Definitely provided a good source of entertainment. Now,
Great job by the 49ers sticking to their game plan and
Did Longbaum
making the right
Longbaum
adjustments.
finish editing his draft class? My draft class, I should say.
For the league or for...
Yeah,
Okay.
just the dev traits. He finished the dev traits. All right, 2nd and 9. We might see Lamar Jackson one more measly time. Oh, a rare miss
Before he,
read by the Niners. Had that
we may
lean
see
to the
Lamar
outside.
Jackson one more time before we send him into the abyss of suspension.
I hope I play the Ravens early in the season next year.
I would think as a division opponent you get him at least once. I hope I get him early in the season as well.
Hey, you know what? Me too.
And
So,
then who knows? By the next
I
time
just-
we play, he might not be there.
I just would like to point out that I am the only user in the AFC to beat the Ravens.
You're the only user in the AFC and the only user until the Super Bowl, right?
Well,
Don't you
I
only
never
have one
played
loss?
them, so hang on.
That's all I'm saying. I'm the only user in the AFC that beat the Ravens this year.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
What was? And you put up quite a bit of points on him too, right?
I put on a good old Southern
Yeah.
Alabama.
Well, we all know
beating.
as a commissioner, he was on his best behavior in that game.
Maybe.
You know what I like about Jam? Jam isn't petty at all. That's what I like about Jam.
I don't hold a grudge. You know.
Unless it's with Josh. I'm trying to find it, yeah. All right, we're getting
No, I
kneel
just
downs.
like our league to be very classy and
So,
you know,
I just would like
simulation,
to point
and
out
I'm
that
very protective of that.
I beat the Ravens 37-7. That's all I want to say.
Well, guys, I think we're missing the point. This moment's about Ayak in his second Super Bowl.
No,
We
it's
should
about
switch the
me
focus.
and my league and how far this league has come. Congrats to AAC.
Hat tip to the 49ers. Great job.
Congrats,
Great season.
Back to back.
The only
AAC
users who have
attack.
won Super Bowls in this league now have all won multiple Super Bowls.
Interesting. Who else?
Great point.
We got
Oh.
Hawking, who's got
Wait, did I win 2 Super Bowls?
9. You won 2, yeah.
Oh.
You won 2. Hawking won 9. Nick won 2, and now Ayak has 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, guys.
So yeah, it's
that
been
was-
fun. It's been real.
No, I had a great time.
So I just want to thank you guys for letting me back in as the Browns. I appreciate that. League office, you do a great job, Marcus. You're not perfect, but you're a good commissioner, and I love you. And thanks everyone for watching. Kick Josh. We'll see you later.
And
And on that note-
Josh Blackwell.
Yeah, Josh Blackwell was the obvious Super Bowl MVP. 2 interceptions. Alrighty, folks.
Oh my God.
I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.